Hello Kita Queens and Kita Beauty Tees. I'm back at y'all with another client tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing y'all how I created this full glam beat, and we're jumping straight into this video. I'm starting this off by cleaning my client's face. As y'all can see, she has some beautiful skin and really nice eyebrows, but we're going to go ahead and fill them in anyway. So to start, I'm using my Nicka K eyebrow pencil. This one is in the shade black, and I'm going to use this to outline her eyebrows. My model already has nice brows, so it's not really much that I have to do as far as filling them in. I'm just going to go over any sparse areas with my pencil, and I'm going to make sure I brush them through just so they don't appear too dark or too harsh. I know the brows look kind of crazy right now, y'all, but you just gotta trust the process, okay? It's gonna get a little rough before it can get cute. Before I clean up the brows, I'm gonna go in with my clear eyelash glue, and I like to use this as an eyebrow gel to smooth the eyebrow hairs back, and I'm just pressing them down using the spoolie end of my pencil. To clean up her eyebrows, I'm going to be going in with these two concealers. One is from LA Girl Pro and the other one is from RK by Kiss. First, I'm taking the one from LA Girl, and it's in the color Fawn, and I'm going to be using this to clean up underneath her arch. I'm only going to be dragging this concealer out halfway, and then to clean up the remainder of the way, I'm going in with the RK by Kiss one, which was in the shade Chestnut. Before I move on to cleaning up the top of her brows, I'm just going to go ahead and buff those two concealers out. Now to clean up the top of her brows, I'm taking that same RK by Kiss concealer, and like I said earlier, it was in the shade Chestnut. As y'all can see, we have one nice clean eyebrow. So once I blend out the concealer, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. To finish off these brows, I'm going to be going in with my Dore Mocha Blend Translucent Powder, and I'm just pressing this at the front of her brows to lighten them up. For an eyeshadow base, I'm using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is the matte one and it's in the shade Fair Rose. I went ahead and applied it to her lids. Now I'm just going in and buffing it out. When using this product, you want to make sure you work rather quickly just because it dries very fast. I recommend you apply this one eye at a time, but since I had already estimated the drying time for this product, I could pretty much blend them both out before the product dried. I was just working real fast, y'all. For today's eyeshadow look, I'm going to be using my Technic The Heat Is On palette, and this is what the color scheme looks like. And to start off today's look, I'm going to be going in with this warm brown eyeshadow shade, and I'm going to be packing this on the outer edge of her eye using this blending brush. I did some research, y'all, and I found out that this is like a UK brand, and I found it in a random store. But if you would like to purchase this palette, the link will be in the description box down below. I highly recommend it. It's very pigmented and very affordable. I think it's like $6 and some change, so yeah. I want to point out that I'm applying this eyeshadow at an angle. You do not want to work this all the way into the eye. You want to start at the tail and then basically work up to the arch of the eyebrow. That's the best way that I can explain it. But now I'm taking the black shade from the palette and I'm going to be packing this right into her crease. I'm going back in with the first shade that we used, and I'm taking it on that blending brush to help diffuse the black. And I'm going to be alternating between the two brushes, just going back and forth, making sure it's blended but still pigmented at the same time. I'm taking my Be Perfect eyeshadow primer and I applied it on her lids just to clean them up a little bit before I went in with the actual lid shades. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Rose, and I applied it to the inner corners of her eye because I wanted them to pop. I went on top of the concealer with a matte white eyeshadow to set it in place. I'm taking this medium brown eyeshadow shade from the Technic palette and I'm just applying this to her lids. This color ended up being darker than what I wanted it to be, so after I pressed this on her lids, I went on top of it with a matte beige eyeshadow just to lighten it up a little bit. I'm going back in with that first eyeshadow shade that we used, and I'm using this to blend out the edge of her eyeshadow. I'm taking this pigment from AshleyLeeCosmetics. You can find them on Instagram, but it's in the color Gold Stardust, and it's like this white gold shade, and I'm going to be applying this on top of her lids. I left the inner corners of her eye blank because I really just wanted them to be white. Next, I'm just going to line her eyes using my Wet n Wild black liquid liner. I'm going in with this black eyeshadow and I'm using it to blend out the edge of the liner into her eyeshadow. Moving on to the face, I went ahead and cleaned and moisturized her face off camera. Now I'm taking my calamine lotion and I'm using this to prime her skin. I'm going in with my Real Technic sponge and I'm using it to press this primer into her face. For her foundations, I'm taking my Fit Me foundations in the shades Deep Golden and Latte, and I just mixed them together. I ended up applying like 2 swipes of Latte and then about 4 swipes of Deep Golden. And I should have applied more of Latte because it really lightens up the foundation. It ended up being a good shade, but I feel like it was just one shade too dark, but I corrected that with highlighting. So to press the foundation into her skin, I'm using this dense foundation brush. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer, and this is in the shade 07. To blend out her concealer, I'm going to be going in with the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation. I get a lot of questions about this brush, so if you're interested in purchasing it, I will have the link in the description box down below. And like I said, I like to use the exact one that I use to press out her foundation. And no, I do not wipe it off between applications. I like some of the foundation to melt into the concealer just so it could all blend together nicely. I'm going in with my Real Technic sponge and I'm using it to blend out the concealer on her nose. I like to use my sponge for this part just because I like for the line to stay as precise as possible. I don't really want to spread it around. Now I'm going to go ahead and contour her face, and to contour I'm using my Juvias Place foundation stick, and it's in the shade Katsina, and I'm also blending it out using the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation and her concealer. I don't really like to contour the forehead, so while I'm blending out the cheekbone, I do bring it up the side of the temple, but I never take it all the way across. And I also like to do the jawline as well. I'm going in with an eyeshadow brush and a little bit more of that contour stick, and I'm using it to sculpt out her nose. She already has a pretty defined nose, so I'm just following the natural shape. I'm going in with some more concealer, and I'm using it to clean up the bridge of her nose. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend out the concealer under her eyes. To set her highlighted areas, I'm going to be going in with these two powders. One is from Maybelline and the other one is from Morphe. First, I'm going in with the Maybelline pressed powder, and it's in the shade Golden Dore. And I'm just using this to set the concealer in place. So I'm just pressing it in using my Real Technique sponge. I'm going right on top of that Maybelline powder with the Morphe loose powder, and it's in the shade Banana. I like to use this to further set everything in place. This is like an extra step you can take to ensure that your makeup will last all day. Now I'm going in with my Black Radiance pressed powder in the shade Black Coffee, and I'm using this to set the contoured areas of her face. To set the remaining areas of her face, I'm going in with another Maybelline pressed powder, and it's in the shade Mocha. I like to press this basically all around her face and in between the contour and the highlight just to blend them out. Now I'm going to be working on her under eye, so I'm taking some black gel liner and I'm using this to line her waterline, and I only took this about 3/4 of the way. I'm taking that warm brown shade from the Technic palette, and I'm just sweeping that on her lower lash line. For lashes, I decided to go in with these fluffy lashes that I ordered from Amazon, and I cut them to fit her eyes off camera. Now I'm just applying them to her lash line. I'm going back in with that foundation brush, and I'm using it to press in any powder that is left on her face. I'm going to do a light mist over her face with some setting spray, and then I'm going to go ahead and highlight. To highlight her face, I'm taking a champagne colored eyeshadow, and this time I took it straight from the Technic palette. And look at that glow, y'all. Just look at that glow, okay? That's it. That's all. The glow. Last but not least, it's time to do her lips. So I'm taking my LA Colors dark brown eyebrow pencil and I'm using this to outline her lips. And I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but I went ahead and applied some mascara to her bottom lashes as well. For her lip combo, I'm going to be going in with these 3 lippies, and the shade names will be in the description box down below. But first, I'm going in with the Zerura liquid lipstick, and I'm just working it in the center of her lips using this disposable lip applicator. Then I'm going to have her press her lips together just so I can blend it out. Then I'm taking that light lip gloss, and it's from KolorMeHappi on Instagram, and I'm just applying this directly into the center of her lips to lighten them up. Then last but not least, I'm going to be going over everything with this S.H.E lip topper. Now that the lips are finished, I'm going to go ahead and quickly clean off her nose piercing. And then that'll basically be the finished look. And we'll be getting into the grand reveal. So I'm just going to let y'all watch. Are you ready to see?
Yeah. Ooh, cute. Pretty.
Perfect.
Those colors are so cute.
Doll face. Okay, queens, it's the end of this video. As y'all can see, she is giving every ounce of pretty, and she ended up doing a photo shoot after this video, so I did include a few of the clips at the end, as well as tag the photographer's information in the description box down below. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye, queens.